Two of them. And now we go to map number 3. It is Vertigo. Up to the 51st floor we go. And we'll see which team is going down and out of the road to Rio. Which team will not be qualifying and going to Brazil later on this year. It is PLANO on the T side. Nouns on the defense. And no kit for Nouns. They've gone full pistols, full USPs and armor. Meanwhile, there's quite a bit of utility. PLANO, no armor, double flashes, smoke, Molotov, Yell with a smoke as well. kNgV, the other player without the vest on the PLANO side. A push up in through mid, and a Cynic and bwills to pick up a couple of kills. NEKiZ runs to his doom, the bomb drops forward, and now a smoke can come through, but PLANO has to do it all. kNgV is here as well. It's all kNgV to a 1v1, and Cynic now has a Glock in hand. He's working around the flank. Can he get the backstab on the legend from Brazil? He's got the idea. He's got the shots. And Nouns will have the pistol. It's the in-game leader again, pulling it off.
And now we see the early smiles. Again, we talked about it on the last map. They were completely stoic throughout it all, pretty much, especially given their very poor start. And then they began to crack a little bit of cheeky grins here and there in the overtimes. Now, out the gate, they are indeed hot and ready, happy, I dare say, but not over-optimistic. They are still looking like a very even, level-headed squad, and Jasmine really play over towards B, but actually it looks like the pistols are going towards A. Keep in mind, this is going to be next to no investment. There's a deagle. Make that 2 for kNgV and PLANO, the two heavy hitters of the T side, but with no bomb plant, they can't hazard the full buy, they can't hazard the force, and so this should be a rather succinct victory for Nouns, but PLANO, they have done well to find 1 Deegs throughout this series. They could find a bit of economic damage here.
Economic damage would be good. The Deagles can definitely do that. The MP9 closing the gap here in the hands of 6E. He's around the ramp. He's around yellow. And he's tucking into the corner. He is in a spot that's usually cleared. But PLANO have overlooked some of these critical angles on numerous occasions throughout the previous 2 maps. Nade'll do a little more damage. 6E just waiting for that smoke to fade. There's a boost there. He might have heard the noise as well. He's ready for it. Yep, there he sprays down for 1. He can't get the kill, but he does so much damage. Now they try to hunt him. Jeorge is coming through with support. He's going to get a couple of kills. Cynic will chime in as well. kNgV letting the deagle rip, but can he actually get a kill? He hears Jasper on the flank, but the drive-by with the MP9 will not be deterred. It is a flawless anti-eco, but the bonus round here for Nouns will be limited to some SMGs and the 1 singular FAMAS. Yes, Nouns had that 1 play round 3 of second half of Inferno. Cynic back on Dark with the M4, got 3. The FAMAS a bit different than the M4A1S. And Vertigo, a bit of a different map, but I think that the MP9s might actually have a bit of a better time here, especially when it comes to a retake.
Oh, it says Jeorge is on the rifle this time around, not Cynic. And he has been the top for the team throughout this series. And additionally, I think aggressive posturing towards B and aggressive posturing of the MP9 towards that side hall, exactly where 6E's sitting, and over towards the middle area could really work out for those MP9s. And as you mentioned, in a retake specifically towards A, which appears to be the name of the game here, could work incredibly well if PLANO aren't given the room to get those distant post-plant spots. So it's going to be a very interesting one, and it could really set the stage for a Nouns reverse sweep. However, NEKiZ is the one to find the opening. kNgV will just take a lot of damage, and Cynic is ready to throw the Molotov on the bomb tap, so Nouns still looking well postured for this one.
Smoke on the bomb plant spot. It's not yet been attempted to either. Yell over top. This is such a good angle. He picks up 1, but Jeorge is there for the trade. Still a man advantage. Never mind. It's even to a 3v3. As Jeorge finally hits the deck, the bomb can go down. It's PLANO to cover. And kNgV on low HP will not get the bomb down. The nade saves the day. And Jasmine has kNgV. It's down to PLANO. He's flashed away, but he dodges it. He has to know where they are, but it's a crossfire setup. PLANO in a very tough spot. The smoke will fade, but he does not have a clean angle. If he peeks onto bwills, he's stabbed in the back by Jasmine. Vice versa if he goes the other direction onto the MP9. Now he peeks up. Now he goes down. And Nouns have given themselves a bonus victory. They grab 2 AKs, and they deny another bomb plant. A strong start on the CT side, but something to mention, the team that has started on the CT side has lost both of the prior maps so far. If you pick up on patterns, if you're superstitious, you might be seeing something out of this pattern.
Could be something to glean from that, but again, I think the stats are overwhelming. Nouns, a heck of a start. A monstrous start here with the MP9s. Their economy, not the best, sure. They have to reinvest into a lot of rifles, but some players are indeed looking quite good. bwills 4.4k, Jazzpimp at 6.7, and they're against pistols here. If they can keep this one clean, especially with that utility damage, which we just saw come through, lots of damage, they could find a lot of success. Jeorge, given the room to fall away, he will take that very aggressively, but kNgV
Yeah.
with the 1 dig, that's a nice one to find, and that's potentially an opportunity. A quick rotation, and a missed Molotov along with some spam. bwills will recover. He finds the kill onto the first, but they're beginning to group up and they're beginning to push. They want that rifle, and they want some kills. They want a scrappy round up. PLANO. That's their way to a victory in a round such as this.
Even economic damage is good out of this kind of a half buy. And bwills has to get careful not to overextend. The rifle's still down, a smoke to cover off stairs, but okay, that's not going to go deep enough to cover the rifle, so it's still good enough. Behind the spam wall, though, there's a couple of players that could be vulnerable. No overextensions, though, from Nouns. It's a very good key thing to note. They know they're up against pistols. They know they don't have to go full on in. Jeorge dodges the flashbangs. Still standing tall, mows down the headshot, good crosshair placement from bwills. All down to PLANO now, 2 kills. Still solid, though, for PLANO overall. They do a little economy damage, although Jaspimp has 10k in the bank before he has to reinvest. And bwills will probably drop Jeorge a rifle. Unless they want to get Cynic an op here very early. It is definitely a possibility. No, they're going to go 5 rifles. And I don't hate it, especially seeing as Cynic was doing a lot more work with the rifle on that CT side of Inferno than he was even all the way back to map number 1, which is almost 3.5 hours ago now. I think staying on the rifle is a really good spot for Cynic and Nouns right now.
It's been a marathon of a series. They better be glad that they aren't playing 2 in a day. Nice little jump cross there for PLANO. Doesn't matter. Jeorge is aggressive, as is Jaspimp. They're looking for these duels. They found it a little bit of an odd movement there lining up, but they won't be punished for it. A third player now flashing them in. That's a second kill, and Nouns are showing us why this map favors them. They're looking so much more comfortable. They have so many team setups. NEKiZ will get 1 in response and 2. Okay, way back into it perhaps, but still, he's chunked down, and Cynic has dropped kNgV in the meanwhile. 2 versus 3 for kNgV and NEKiZ, and NEKiZ will try to seize the day over towards B, getting as much map control as possible, but the Molotovs, the nades are punishing. He's now down to a paltry 19, and it looks like PLANO have no plan but to go towards A. Bomb will be recovered, and kNgV is slowly teasing control away. CSGO, though, should be wise to the possibility.
Okay, yeah, he does go back. I was thinking they could get the timing. He's actually stuck watching his mid, too. So he's got a couple of different angles to watch. Maybe he can commit more towards the A take now. His time is ticking down. The bomb yet to cross over the ramp, though. kNgV has to get the entries here. He has to give it opening over because his teammate is so low. NEKiZ is vulnerable to just even a blind spray at this point. The bomb will finally make its way towards A. Finally go down. Smokes will telegraph this. 60 will probably wait for rotations unless he really wants to go through the smoke, which doesn't seem like a wise idea. They have 1 flash. He has that flash. He has their 1 piece of retake utility. With the bomb ticking away, this does give PLANO an opportunity to win. Even NEKiZ could pull this off. He has the AK in hand. He has proven himself a very good opponent here. No flash going in. It's just a dry take. And this is the problem. kNgV and NEKiZ will finish him off. Where was the flash from Nouns? Where was the utility on the retake?
That is a massive missed opportunity. A win there punishes the T-side. Jeorge can have another buy thanks to the lost bonus in the bomb plant, but it really puts them league ahead. 5 rounds ahead when your opponents have yet to get 1 is really when the pressure begins to build, and unfortunately it just unravels there. The first round is always the hardest. PLANO secure it, but now the pressure's on. They've lost that loss bonus. As a result, they're going to have a Galil for kNgV and full AKs, but if they lose this round, if they don't convert a second in a row, PLANO, they're going to be in another difficult spot. Nouns, their economy's already in a difficult way, and they're going to go aggressive. The MP9 following the M4. Both fall, and NEKiZ having a heck of a map thus far. 7 kills and 2 right there. That starts things off incredibly well for PLANO in round number 6.
Really puts Nouns on the back foot here. Yeah, they got damage, but does it really matter? They're on a 3-on-5. They're on the CT side, and this is a very early swing round here. Nouns really needed to get those kills. And the flash was just a bit too early, I think, is a big problem there. There were a lot of mistimed flashes and pieces of utility in that first half of Inferno, even the second half as well. And that's a big one. Very early on in this game, Nouns were looking to establish firm control. But it seems like as they tighten their grip, more and more can PLANO slip through. And now they can slow it down and just kind of figure out where they really want to go. It almost looks like Nouns have given up A side as well. They're stacking towards B, and where are PLANO going? They're walking into the jaws of the beast. It's just sitting there, mouth open, waiting for them to march on forward. They have been good at Molotoving the back pillar. There is a player here. It is Jaspimp. He has a smoke, though, and now they fall off B. They're going back to A. Will Nouns read this? There's a fake smoke. kNgV has all the information. This is why they're making the rotation back. And Nouns are still ready for this B take. And A is the target. Nouns at this point just need to save.
I was going to say, props to Nouns for not biting the fake, but kNgV, fearless on his push. This time around, he has the man advantage. He knows he can hazard a chance, and he definitely does. Goes through, finds nothing, and now he's going to be on an aggressive lurk for the hunt. And he should find at least one here, just by timing alone. He's so far up. No one's given it away as of yet, but kNgV seems to be totally unexpected in this angle. And as you mentioned, it is a save. 3 M4s looking to be brought into the following. Again, it is a swing round. Nouns losing a lot of players. Shadow spotted. kNgV, though, not a clean duel. And Cynic, not eager to take it, will fall away. It's going to be 4-2. All but guarantee that's a bit of a missed flash there. Bounces. Actually, it might still blind him if he's peeking, but if he's further back, it won't hit him. They bounced off that girder up above. And so, PLANO take the round as expected, but 3 players are given the opportunity to save, and Nouns will at least take that. They're still leading by 2 rounds, but that's 2 quick ones that go in their opponent's favor that probably shouldn't have. That first one especially, the 2 versus 3, a massive flub from Nouns, and now they're definitely looking back on that as a first of many mistakes. Very unfortunate for them. PLANO, still not the best of buys. They're still holding on to that Galil, probably just to keep the economy in a better way, but things are looking up for the T side.
Things are definitely looking up for the T side right now. Smoke's going down. They're going to push down in towards yellow again. Jasmine one. Actually, never mind. It's bwills going to trade. kNgV pushing in, has the angle onto Cynic, and bwills falls as well. It's a collapse of A and a wide open bomb site for PLANO to exploit. 60 tries to push it with a pistol. He gets a dink, but he cannot take down kNgV. Jeorge with the USB over towards B. It's going to be a 3rd round on the board for PLANO. And probably, actually, never mind. The buy can come forward from Nouns again. It's not going to be a great buy, but they can get a buy up nonetheless. I feel like this the A ramp aggression, is not really working out for Nouns. They've tried it too many times, and it has paid off absolutely once when it was against pistols, no armor. Yep,
it's getting stale. This traditional, more heads-up aggressive play really isn't working out. The B play could work. NEKiZ, he dismantled it with a double spray down last time to bring it back to even footing, but it did work at least in the early goings for Nouns. But I do think they need to rest on their laurels, rest on whatever advantage they'll have left after this round, exactly 1 round, and kind of just wait for PLANO to make the move. That should be the call. kNgV, prolific on the slurk. It's a massive tendency over towards A. If they can exploit him, drop him, and then rotate towards B quickly, that would be a key to success for Nouns. Jeorge looking to do some exit damage. Does dink 1. That does him in? Not quite. Video will still stay alive. kNgV, in the meanwhile, drops Jeorge, and there we go. Tactical timeout. Incredibly timely. I would say this is very useful for the likes of Nouns, as they've lost now 3 in a row, and they will have rifles on the board, but it's not going to be the best of buys. So they need some sort of unique strategy behind it.
Now, I will say PLANO in their 1 game played of Vertigo, they were slightly more T-sided, a 53% win rate versus a 40% on CT side. Meanwhile, Nouns both pretty about even. It's 65.2 and 65.4% on both CT and T. So they're pretty even on this map. You can't necessarily say they have a weak point on one way or the other, but this CT side needs to stop just doing the same readable push down or over and over again. PLANO have already read into it. If you want to go for a cheeky push, you can go for mid, but at this point I feel like Nouns need to take the pace back a little bit, take their foot off the gas, put their foot on the brake, and slow it down. Take a little more defensive position, maybe even go back to retake simulator. Vertigo, very known for those A retakes, especially back in the day. So I feel like maybe just playing a slower pace could help out Nouns significantly. It seems like they've taken that idea. 60 with the wall spam will actually get the opener. There you go. It's aggressive, but not overextending. And now Jeorge is just going to hold a little more of an aggressive angle, but not over-peaking, not putting himself in too terribly of a vulnerable position. I'm liking this adjustment off the back of the timeout.
I like it too, but NEKiZ has the lurk. He's replaced kNgV on this one, and he's found the perfect timing. Sigzy looking in the wrong direction, is taken down, and that's the A site kind of cracked open. There will be a quick rotation. NEKiZ is not going to overstay his welcome. They're going to look to come into this. NEKiZ, though, is dropped by Jeorge. The Famosa wins the duel. That's a critical one for him to find, and that maintains the advantage. And also now makes PLANO second guess their overall call for a rotation. They'll now slow things down. They'll probably still go for it. They have 2 smokes. They have a Molotov. There's some flashes. It's going to be difficult. There's only 1 defender, though, and he's more than likely going to play retake simulator, as he mentioned. Jeorge, not overextending, not going for a rifle upgrade, instead holding steadfast towards the jump up, and I would say this is 100% the right call for Nouns.
The molly forces Jeorge away. He goes for a spam, but he backs off before he can get countered. Bomb will go down. Yeah, will punch that in, but there's only one flash for a hold piece of utility for PLANO. There's a Molotov, a smoke, and a flash for the CT side to come on through, but there is not a defuse kit. That is an issue, and I don't think there's one down either. So, major problems here for Nouns if they cannot get on the bomb fast. And that's the problem. They need to get on the bomb fast. PLANO mollied out. He's sitting, he's burning, and he's flashed away. But Nouns are now clearing up. They have to hold out for kNgV out towards side hall. Headshot, and PLANO on the bwills. Bomb not being stuck. It's a mow down. No casualties for PLANO. Nouns just look like they got in their own car crash. They're playing bumper cars. And they just get stuck on each other. They cannot get any ground. We're all tied up at 4. And now PLANO are back to being happy again. Oh man, that's the problem you don't have a kit though, isn't it? You really do put yourself in such a rough spot.
It looked like 2 of them were both trying to go for the defuse as well. Maybe one of them was trying to swing ahead of the smoke. Maybe it was chaos in the comms. You can only guess because, of course, we don't even have a mic to hear them yell when they yell. So it is truly conjecture. No idea what could have happened or what did happen. Either way, that round went awry for Nouns. We praised them for the retake setup, but they were not prepared for said retake. No kit. Utility was used to a reasonably good extent, but it was not executed well, and that is the critical factor. kNgV back to his stomping grounds. Major tendency up the side hall. This is, what, the 3rd time we've seen it in now 9 rounds? That's 33% of the time. Last time he tried to do it, he got caught early. This is a major tendency that could be exploited later, but right now he's just reaping the rewards. He finds yet another on the 6Z throwing utility. And he's looking for more as well. He's totally unexpected here in the back calls. He is just reading them like a book, playing them perfectly, playing them like a fiddle. But what can you really expect from pistols? That's the question. kNgV harvesting a bit of stats, taking a lot of damage, but still nevertheless winning the duels. And he might go down. He does. Jeorge finds that, but he's not going to be able to recover the rifle. He's not even going to be able to find another. It's just one casualty. And PLANO, look at the money here. They are building an empire. So much money in the bank. kNgV at 12K. With full utility.
That's actually nuts.
Yeah, 11.5. It's not like it's a disparate economy. Sure, kNgV is a little bit more humble at 3.8, but we have 2 players above 10K, 2 players at the mid to high 8,000s. That is an absurd T-side economy to have at this point in the game, and it does feel like the momentum is shifting. Nouns, though, the best buy they've had in a while. They have the op, they have M4s, they have utility. Can they find success? It is the op of Cynic to start things off, not with the kill, but with a tag. Saw the foot of kNgV, good tag, but not the bag. Again, it's still an even 5 versus 5 as PLANO fall away from the ramp. And Nouns, they put a hefty stack over here towards A. 4 players present, and PLANO have read this perfectly. It's a B site retake from the TD side, and Jasmine is caught in rotation. He's caught dropping down. That's a big one for kNgV, and now so much map control taken. Nouns, a solid buy and an interesting play, but not one that works out. Question is, do they even go for it at this point? It looks like they might consider it, but realistically, a 4 versus 5 retake on the B side is difficult, if not impossible.
It's not worth going for when your money's in this kind of a situation. They lost a round partially because they didn't have a kit a couple times ago. This round, they have Jaspim soloing B. He gets caught, throws a nade, tries to jump back up on a jump up, I believe, and he just gets stuck. Doesn't get his gut out in time, doesn't get everything positioned right. Even if he gets 1 kill there, it's still not really a viable try. And PLANO have conditioned Nouns perfectly into expecting the full-on A take. And yeah, Cynic got the tag to kick it all off. There was a little bit of utility damage taken by kNgV and PLANO, but does it really matter at the end of the day? Not in the slightest. So PLANO, they give themselves 6 now on the T side. Another timeout used by Nouns. They're going to have to really settle things down now. Get a couple more rounds on the board. This should be a relatively close half at the end of the day. This is PLANO's strong side. This is technically Nouns' weak side by 0.2 of a percentage point.
I do want to say as well, we've praised Nouns for their timely pauses. Their last pause was called at the perfect time, but normally they find success off of those pauses. That last pause got them nothing. This one has to be impactful. It has to find them something. I'm sure Semphis has to be picking up on that tendency from kNgV. He is just completely lurking up that hall unabated. There's no one spotting him. He finds timings. He finds so much map control. He's more than comfortable there, and that is something that should be exploited. I'm going to keep saying it because it just keeps on happening. It's PLANO being just easily readable if kNgV is just stopped. Nouns
almost need to win this round now. Because I don't think they're going to have another 12-3, 11-4 style comeback in them. That's usually a one. Look at the lurk from kNgV. He's up middle, and Jaspim gets stabbed in the back. That's B open. That's a save called again from Nouns, I think, unless they're going to go for it. They might be trying to go for it at this point, but wait. Where is
They're trying to find the opening. They're trying to
6Z?
find the opening. 6Z, though. He's
Oh.
bottom of the ramp. He's not really close.
No,
they're trying to find
watching for
kNgV overextending, but kNgV's not overextending. Sure, it was a no respect play up middle, but he's not going to continue to press his select. His positioning is known. He's going to group up with the team. He's going to get the site, and now things get more dynamic. This is what I want to see from PLANO. A little bit of a change. There's a big payoff in this case. They're exploiting that B site. Now they're punishing Jazz Pimp, and this is difficult for Nouns, I would say, at this point. They need to cover all their bases. They need to cover the extremities. I hate to call it the mid and extremity, but it really does feel like one on this map, as does the side hall. So they really need to cover all their bases here. Nouns are kind of putting all their eggs in one basket on this proverbially on this A-hold, and it's just not paying dividends. And now PLANO, free to hunt. As I mentioned, their economy is very, very solid, and they're trying to hunt down all these CT players like fish in barrels.
That's the op.
A pair of kills, finds the op, as you mentioned. It's not all the players down, but it's a massive one to find in that big green. And PLANO firmly in control now on their T side of Vertigo.
Maybe a little bit of agonizing pain for Semphis now. You can see him adjusting his glasses, not really looking at things. A little bit of a taut jaw as well. Definitely not looking good for the Nouns boys. They have been here before. It's not something you want to have to go through again. There's aggression down B stairs, and PDI has been removed. There's a little bit of a peek from 6Z as well. He finds nothing so far. The opening pick has been gained by Nouns, something they have really not had in a while. And they've put a little bit more emphasis on the mid side as well. There's two players holding mid, now one just on the B site, two on A, one holding side hall, one holding ramp. So, Nouns have adjusted to this more mid-heavy presence, all because of kNgV. Literally, one man has caused Nouns to severely weaken their site holds on both sides. Just really good work from kNgV.
And it's such a big departure from what he's used to doing. He's kind of been set up as the opper, right? Pedia rotating around him on nuke, etc. Here he's lurking around. No one's playing around him. That's the whole point. He's on his lonesome. He's the one finding openings, finding reps, gleaning information. It's just a masterclass from him, and what a big departure to find success with. He is being watched for this time. 6Z drops the smoke quickly. Well done, but Kaike, in the meanwhile, is finding inroads over towards B, and Jasmine again being exploited. He has not had a fun map thus far. 3 and 9. In a 4 versus 4, I think Nouns almost have to go for it at this stage. Good nades do punish the planter. Good damage onto NEKiZ, but it's going to be a scrappy retake now. kNgV finding the opening, drops in 6Z. NEKiZ pushing the smoke. No respect now from PLANO as they are just looking to close it out. Another, it's Cynic on the op, 1v4, and he's just holding to find an exit. He can't even find that. A missed opportunity, and NEKiZ punishes it. And as you can see, again, looking jovial, looking amped up on the side of PLANO. kNgV giving some nice high fives to the squad as they are all feeling it right now.
Well, the talking point at the beginning of this series, so long ago now, was this chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Jazz Pimp has been the weak link for Nouns. Not just on this map. He's been pretty weak on all three so far.
He was the one we highlighted as the one doing the best coming into this.
That worked.
The aggression towards middle, I wanted to see some different aggression. Anything except their A ramp play, truly, is what I wanted to see from Nouns. And you know what? It does work out in this case. But again, still far from over. Still kNgV in the server. Still his monster ready to be unleashed. But yeah, a quieter map thus far. He's also taking a bit of a lurk over towards the middle as well. Maybe he'll find success just like his teammate has. NEKiZ, a monster in the server. 14 kills now with that. Jeorge will get the trade and maintain the advantage for now. It's still going to be difficult. PDL lurking. He's caught on timing. bwills finds that, unseats him, and it looks like Nouns might finally eke by with a victory, but kNgV, he's in the side hall yet again. Never count them out here.
Never count them out. We've seen this before where PLANO were able to claw around back from not necessarily a unwinnable situation, but a very disadvantageous one. This one looking like that as well. Utility for that cross to sight. They only have flashes. Yell will jump into side hall, group up with kNgV. Jeorge peeks out, just delays a little bit longer. Goes up on top, sprayed down by kNgV, still alive for now. kNgV falls, Yell 1-on-3, 1-on-2, time on his side as well. Tries to tap, bait out the peek, Jasmine will not go for it. He's waiting for something to come through. Secondary now, they try and peek, they know he's off. They have to wait for the bomb plant. It's a third fake in a row from Yell. His time is running dry. Now they can converge, and he will find none. Still, 2 kills out of that situation, or 2 surviving, I should say, for Nouns is not great. Semphis trying to chill out there in the back, but this is not a situation where Mr. Joe Cool can really relax and enjoy what's going on, because his boys are still struggling here. It's a critical round to grab 5. If they're able to get 6 or even 7, they set themselves up well, as they should have a solid T side on this map. But they have not made life easy. They have made this one incredibly difficult. And at this point, it almost feels like we're going to go to OT again, if Nouns are able to get something out of this half.
Yeah, I will say, Semphis, no choice but to relax right now. They've used 2 timeouts. We talked about how stingy they were on Inferno with their timeouts in the first half, and I'd imagine they're going to be keen on holding on to those final pair for the second here on Vertigo, so it might prove to be better to him just to relax, hands off. Confidence in his team, I think, is the main call at this point, and Nouns, they are indeed changing up the game plan here. It's 2 towards the middle, once again, not as aggressive this time, and 2 towards B, along with a solo A retake setup from Sigzy. He's not going to be overexposed to the likes of kNgV, though. kNgV has opted back towards his normal setup. That is the op. And PLANO, they're going to go for a traditional A site take. Good smokes. No Molotov for the jump up. There it is. And Molotov as well for the back side of things. And so this is going to be a full 5 versus 5 scrappy retake. Classic Vertigo.
This is classic Vertigo retake A simulator. Utility flooding onto kNgV's position, and he gets taken down with a spray of bwills from Moss. More utility to go over top. Piria is getting sprayed down to 36 HP, trying to recover the AWP. NEKiZ holding around the smoke. He gets mowed down by bwills on the drive-by. Jasmine eliminates kNgV. Piria from Sandbags has put one up the river, but he's going to try and give cement sandals to a second. He does manage up, but it's a ninja defuse in the meantime. And boy, when you think of Vertigo, that is exactly the kind of round you expect. Yell does survive. It's not like economy really matters for the T's side, but that is about as classic traditional Vertigo as you can find. And the CT side scrape by with a 5th, with a 6th, and a 7th round, Nate, would really give Nouns something strong to fight with going into half 2, especially if they're able to win the pistol.
I have to agree. I'd say, in spite of going up 4-0, 7-8 would be a remarkable recovery, which is very weird to say, but that's where we're at. Jeorge finding his groove. Again, confidence-based teams. They've won a couple rounds now, and they want to get back into it. Question is, will he survive? Can he dance around NEKiZ here? Good utility, a little bit of damage there. And it looks like Jeorge might survive here. Spots 1, only 1 though. Yell, good trade. And Sigzy needs to be careful. Don't overstay your welcome, my friend. He will get away, get the heck out of Dodge, and PLANO still look content on continuing over towards A. Sigzy delaying over towards the side hall, spamming the smoke, hoping to do something. Not much damage done, but he is delaying and allowing for the rotation to come through. Good nade, though. Chunks him down, a sizable portion. The spam narrowly missing. bwills isn't, though. He finds another. He has 12 kills. bwills coming alive in a big way, and NEKiZ again going for the hero play, jumping up, spots 1. Good shot. He'll fall away, and it's going to be another scrappy 3 versus 3 now in this post plant.
Cynic's Molly can flush him out from behind the stack. That Molly has to flush him out. That's what can win the round for Nouns here. He's prepping util. Out goes a smoke grenade. Molly's going to go deep to Sandbag, so it's going to be one of those 2 positions. NEKiZ gets taken out, and the shot from kNgV will not connect. Cynic going up on jump up now. PDI getting to the closer angle around the smoke. Tap on the sprawl. The spray is not going to connect. PDI gets traced. kNgV falls, and it's going to be an 8-7 half. It's 3 in a row to close it out for Nouns as we head to the break for half 2.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A tumultuous and streaky first half leads us to a very contentious scoreline of 7-8. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs, and, well, this game could go either direction, Boggs. It is very even, which is not what I would have expected given the circumstances, yet here we stand. kNgV, Super Soldier, dualies, double flash for NEKiZ, and no kit for the CT side makes things rather worrisome. There is 2 sets of utility, make that 3 actually, for the T side as well. A very utility-centered setup for Nouns as they look to go towards edge.
The flash doesn't really work out for much as Jaspin finds 2. He needs to heat up, but here comes kNgV with the dual Berettas, getting it to a 2-on-3 in the favor of PLANO. Cynic is still back on side hall. 6E fighting out towards ramp. There's 2 players on the site, and Cynic might have to help him out. 6E, though, doing it all alone. He's domed 1. It's a 2-on-2, making it a 2-on-1. PLANO has fallen. kNgV running around, spamming with the dualies. It's all down to the 1v1 now. 6E is low on health, but he has recovered the bomb, and he can sprint towards A. kNgV knows he's running. 6E is waiting for the bait and switch. kNgV goes back and forth, and I think he's ready for this play as well. Gets the dink, though, and kNgV now very wounded. 6E bails out. kNgV on the hunt. We'll just read this properly. 6E will dive. He should be able to get the bomb down, which in and of itself is a victory for a T side. And as a matter of fact, 6E's on for the ace here. If he gets this kill, it's the pistol ace clutch. I think. Wait, no, never mind. He only got one. His total kills have been 4.
The dink and the 1v2. That's huge. That's huge. It does not matter. An ace would have been a heck of a storyline, but that was not the case. I think everybody really doing their job there. Jaspimp, you mentioned getting a pair of kills over towards the side hall, waking up, which is very important because, again, he was that person getting bullied relentlessly towards B when the going got rough. If he can go ahead and emerge from that and really wake up here, same with Sigzy, who was getting bullied towards A by kNgV. We could have a remarkable comeback. And again, you cannot count Nouns out. They are a young team. They might be a team built on confidence, but they have pulled off a remarkable comeback in map 2, and they have already really come back into map 3. So the odds are still somewhat 50-50, I would say, but still Nouns, again, just a solid T side behind them with a solid performance record on this map. Should be looking comfortable. Idiot on the deagle, trying to spin around the smoke, doesn't find anything. kNgV as well tagged down to 10. It is a force fight from PLANO on this one. They're going to try to find something, but something has not been a kill as of yet. Idiot double dipping, that is much to his chagrin. Jaspin finds the second, and now Nouns will just go for their classic execute. There are 2 players left to defend and 1 on the flanks, but Nouns here for PLANO. He found 2 on the CZ. He almost found the 3rd, but Cynic does indeed pull off the drive-by in the end, and it is now a tenuous lead for Nouns as they sweep both pistol rounds here on map 3.
Very tenuous pistol round here on map 3.
Well, it's just, but they did win both pistol rounds, and that's important to note. Yeah,
it's just still very much anyone's map at this point. Because it feels like PLANO are finding ways to find kills that Nouns are just having a very difficult time of countering. It's been very, very brawly on map 3.
It has been, but I think both those pistol rounds might be what they needed. Truly.
You should win the map after winning both pistols.
You should, and also I think we had split pistols, if I'm not mistaken, for both of the first 2.
We did.
So that's a big difference between last maps in this one. NEKiZ, though, still the one to start things off. It's a straight stack.
Wait.
Sure.
No, Nouns won both pistols on Inferno.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then I
stand corrected. Because they won first
corrected.
pistol and then they won the second to get that comeback started.
That is true. You are right. Sigzy. Good read again. They lost 1. They sacrificed 1 for the quick rotation for the information. They are losing some more, though. They are bleeding a bit here. kNgV making a little bit expensive, finding another. And looking for the 3rd. It's not meant to be. Jaspimp. Again, they are looking good here on map 3. They have indeed stabilized as well after that very large slip in the middle of half number 1. This has been a long series as well. This has been a marathon of a series.
Yep.
We started... It's been like 3.5, 4 hours,
4 hours
at this
now,
stage.
since the start
4
of map
hours?
1.
My goodness. Incredibly long time for these 2 teams, although PLANO, they definitely have a plan here. They have the full buy, rifles across the board, including the big green, kNgV. More known for the lurking in half number 1, but now he's back into his traditional role, the op in hand, and he's looking to be the difference maker here. He had a pretty solid first half. See if he can make it a solid second as well. Yeah, waking up a bit. He had a quiet map 3. A bit of damage there, but not the kill as of yet. The Molotov is forcing him away, but that won't stop him. He finds 2, assisted by his enemy with the flash, and That is now a solid start for PLANO on the first rifle round proper.
60 now trying to clear up mid. Maybe can get the kill onto Yell and jump up in towards the A or the B site. Yell's holding for the jump up. 60's just clearing. He's not going to go up first. He wants to make sure he gets the kill. Yell flicks down, but 60 wins the fight. Takes a lot of damage for it, though. That does make this a little more viable for Nouns here on gun round number 1. 60 going up, jump up. Yiddy coming around behind. Spots the backpack, but it's kNgV to get the kill instead. kNgV on the op angle. Misses a pretty critical shot. This gives an opportunity now for Nouns to close the gap. kNgV out wide. Piria and kNgV, though, will stabilize things. A Yell from kNgV. And they get this one to within one. Let's see what the buy is going to be like for Nouns. No bomb plan plus the casualties of the prior rounds. It might just be a half from them, realistically speaking. Piria, though, waking up is a godsend for PLANO. He was
Very
silent.
much.
They still got stuff done. But when he is firing, this team is scary.
He's the one that really brought them back into the other two maps, right? He's
Yep.
the one that kept them alive. And to see him run out of gas here on the first half was a little bit worrying. It's good to see him beginning to wake up. Same with kNgV, who you would expect to be the star. And Nouns, they will scrounge together something. They have 4 AKs. They have the Tech 9 for Jeorge. And realistically, it is a hope, I would say. Good utility as well for this T side means that they should have a solid execute ahead of them, as they are looking to lean over towards the A site. NEKiZ, though, still peeking on this side hole. kNgV as well with the op posted on an off angle, slowly slinking into a deeper angle. He needs to be careful here. He can be very quickly overran by these rifles as the smoke subsides. Very narrow miss, and now they'll run through. 3 players ready, though. kNgV Chambers finds one. NEKiZ a second. He's traded out. But Nouns think better of asserting themselves. They slow down, they wait for the team to catch up, and now they go and slowly take control, slowly tease control. The issue is, this take towards A is going to be an uphill battle. There's still 3 players present, and Piria's on the flank as well to boot. Nouns could get shut down like fish in a barrel here.
At least bwills is waiting for it. But kNgV up on the scaffolding with the op in hand. It's going to be very hard to get rid of. The flashes need to come through for the peak. It's got to be a perfect timing. Flash, pop, Jeorge, peak, headshot landed. That's what they need right now to get anything towards the site. Jeorge has a flash prepped. He's going to throw his own flashbang here. kNgV's going to be blinded and fall away. Toss his own utility out. The flank is no longer being watched, but Yell is demolished. Surely enough, they are going to watch the flank soon, as the bomb has not yet even gone down. Piria closing up bwills. Check your back, son. Check your 6. No, it's going to be Piria. Jeorge in the meantime eliminates kNgV. The bomb goes down. It's all down to Piria. He has an idea where the first is. He sprays the first, goes for the transfer, and wins them both. Piria is back again. And the noise is mounting for PLANO. They tie it up at 10. And this one is going back and forth, neck and neck. A hero play in the clutch. But the bomb going down means there might be a chance for a Nouns buy. And the other problem, Nate, is 4 down on the ground for PLANO. Well, actually, never mind. I was thinking Nouns are on the T side, yeah. So they're going to buy up again, but look how much money they have left. A half buy from Nouns could even be detrimental to PLANO, and that's exactly... No, they're going to go all in.
It looked like a half buy, but then 60 went for the full utility, and yeah, it's going to be a full buy. Very important to get that utility. They do go for it as well. 3 Galils, Hero AK Tech 9 as well. Good flash to send kNgV away, but Molotov still keeps them away as well. PLANO. They've tied it up, and they're looking for the lead. kNgV should have this opening if Cynic jumps up. A long time here. Peeks in, misses the shot. An uncharacteristic miss for the veteran. But he will get another opportunity. No, he's stuck in the flames. A flurry of flames. In fact, Cynic and bwills do him in. The rotations have come through, but that's a massive opening to find now as the Galils close the distance. This is doable now. Piria on the back of site has to be the hero once again. Swinging in, he'll find the first, not the second though. Good trade from Jeorge, and kNgV on the site has a lot to do now. Swinging in, can't find anything. Jeorge waking up in a big way. 21 kills for him thus far as he's still dancing. Sigzy lurking in the middle is taken down, but the information has been gained. Yell has to do it all. He's found a pair. It now leaves bwills, the AK wielder, in the 1 versus 2. The best weapon possible for this situation. Can he pull out? That's the question. He gets cleared. He doesn't find the first. It's NEKiZ combining with Yell to rein things back in. I like the idea. I like the play from the likes of Nouns, but they don't pull it off in the end. Sigzy's caught in rotation, a little bit too slow on that flank, and his teammates fall apart. Very well done from Yell holding that cross.
Yell saving the day for PLANO. High impact. Doesn't have the most kills, but that's a very impactful couple to find. It's going to be pistols now for Nouns. Can't even really call this a half buy. Only 60 has a vest, and that's because he's picked up a Tech 9 too, so might as well go for a bit of a raid boss setup. Drive-by Tech 9. They're held behind the flames, and now they'll start to advance through mid. Just going to try and overwhelm. Sitting here is kNgV, not on his op, so damage is still good for Nouns at this point in time. But there's two players in middle. kNgV up on jump up. Flash goes in, though they can try and overwhelm here. They have to close the gap, and it comes kNgV. kNgV's there as well. The bomb goes down. bwills and Jeorge just kind of hanging back. It's utility pieces being thrown by them, but it's not enough. You have to go full swarm in that scenario. bwills does get one, but it is a paltry silver lining at best. It is a Pyrrhic victory, and bwills, what's he going to be able to do here? No HP. Swings around. One more kill. That's more than I think PLANO were hoping to give him. But they have 2-round lead now. 12-10. 4 rounds away from eliminating Nouns and recovering in this one. But because it is so close, because it is so neck and neck, I'm going to say it again, overtime can definitely come forward here.
We saw it on the first 2 maps. If the trends are to be believed, we should see overtime. In Nouns, although they have had a tough go at it, they have been on a couple saves. The T-set economy is easier to manage. So if they can find a round, convert it into a second, they could theoretically really get back into this one in a big way. PLANO, they have the op, they have rifles across the board. Their money isn't in the best of ways, though, as you can tell. No one is, actually, NEKiZ is just above 2K, but nobody else is. So it is a rather scary proposition for them should they lose this one, or at least lose a fair few rifles. Down to what is the play? It looks like some movement towards middle. Cynic throwing the utility. kNgV, though, is sticking around. The rest of the team for Nouns looking to go towards B, perhaps. Kind of all over the place. PLANO, though, they are making inroads. They are making plays. They aren't sitting and resting on their laurels here. They're pressing forward. NEKiZ, the heavy hitter for this CT side, is down the ramp now. Lots of control for the CT side, and Nouns, I think they've been read here.
Like a book. Like a picture book. All 5 players here for Nouns, 4 here for PLANO. kNgV to hit the first shot as they come on through. Doesn't take it, there it goes. 60's down. kNgV will fall next in line. kNgV pulls drive-by. Jasmine. Jeorge has a headshot. Pidia goes down. Yellow Green will strike for 1, but there is no trade forthcoming as NEKiZ comes in on the flank. It's a 2-on-2. The nade does massive damage as well. In comes bwills. Yell has fallen. Bomb goes down, and they're going to run right over to NEKiZ, who's rotating in through middle. They are trying to yin-yang here, but I believe they're aware of the possibility that NEKiZ is flanked around. Yeah, they're ready for it. Jeorge is on the other side of the smoke. The bomb will go finally on A. And through the smoke, NEKiZ shows, and Jeorge will say goodnight. A big round for Nouns. And a timeout being called, I believe, by Nouns as well. We'll see here. Looked like Semphis had something to say to the referee. Yep, there's the tactical pause.
That's important. That's very important, I would say. Sure, they won the round. Doesn't matter. They were red. We talked about it. We were hyping it up. Just some missed opportunities, some missed shots, or some very good ones from Nouns to get them into it. That's the most important thing. And Semphis very apparently has a lot of things to say. He's talking to the squad. They're listening. He wants to give them something new. They need to be less transparent. They need to obscure their movements, whether it be by smokes, whether it be by fanning around the map. They need to do something different, because right now they're giving a team that theoretically doesn't have a lot of Vertigo experience a way into it via simple strategy.
Look at the buy, too, for PLANO. They're going all in. They're pushing all the chips to the center of the table. They're counting on this bluff to pay off. Double MP9s, a Deagle, a 5.7, an M4 on NEKiZ, who truly has been the engine for PLANO on this map. Pidia getting close and personal, the flashes. The spray from Jaspim just a little bit late. Pidia is going to try and pop a couple of heads. The 5.7 so good up close and personal. Has Jaspim spotted something? I believe he has spotted something up close, because he gets very wary all of a sudden. Smokes our client side, so we could have had a different angle. kNgV around middle, good counter flashes thrown. has a lineup, and he gets one. NEKiZ has one on the rifle as well. Things falling apart here for Nouns at the back of the tactical timeout. Team damage being taken, but this is not the point right now. The point is PLANO have a 2-man advantage. Moving forward, PLANO has to get something, but he doesn't even get the damage. Up towards B, they're going to sprint. The flash is there for Jaspim. Jeorge get his gun out now. Flash goes high. They have to clear out all the angles. The smoke will go down. They're going to go the long way around. They have a blind NEKiZ, but he's still able to mow down one more. Jeorge closing on the gap. There's kNgV around, but 6E has him around the edge of the smoke. 6E with 2. Drops down. It's Jeorge to pick it up. We're tied at 12. Massive from Danny, massive from Jeorge, and Nouns find a way to convert, but it is not clean yet again. It is again finding a way to win a round, not rather winning it confidently.
Coming back from the brink is the best way to describe that. They lost the 2 openings. A little bit of a over-eagerness from PLANO. Triple swinging in the middle. About half HP taken from some team damage, but a little bit of luck there as well on that blind kill towards the player on the back of B. It went back and forth, but in the end, it is kNgV and it's Jeorge to bail them out, and now it's pistols. It's aggression towards middle from Nouns. They know the read. Cynic spearheading the charge with the Mac 10, finds 2. Will he clear Yell here? No, he's caught with an 8 out, but he's still alive. He finds the kill eventually. He does fall, but doesn't matter. He gets $1,800 extra cash from those 3 kills. kNgV and Jeorge mop it up. If there's a player you want to fall, it's the Mac 10. There should be no problem in terms of reinvestment for that player. Cynic, 3 kills on top of the win money. More than enough to go for the investment now, and it feels like, again, the tides are turning. It feels like, again, Nouns have a renewed life in them.
They have found new life, but is it going to be enough to carry them across the finish line? That is a very big question. No ops for either side. It's full rifles, full standard rifles, M4A1s, AKs, and Cynic with the opening headshot. He's entering here when it's usually 60, but he's finding success. The spray from kNgV only gets 1. bwills is wounded, but he does have that trade. 4 on 3 in the favor of Nouns. kNgV moving around, jump up, trying to reestablish some control for his side as Nouns have stalled out. Jasper lurking. PLANO needs this kill, and he does find it. Takes a bit of damage. kNgV, 1 shot, 2 shot. Can he make it a 3rd? No. Jeorge into a 1-on-2. And he's stuck between a sandwich of CT players. Dashes in towards CT spawn and creeps his way towards A, but the longer PLANO sees nothing, the more NEKiZ is going to know it's going to be an A-side end. Nouns, it seemed like they had everything going right. The 2-for-1 trade out in middle. But one big play from kNgV, and PLANO with the lurk onto Jeorge has turned the tide again to try and bring this to a level 13 all. And Jeorge has plenty of time to play with, though.
Jeorge, lots of time, a heck of a map, a heck of a series. This is the person you want in the clutch. Truly. He has been on one, to say the least. He's wrapped all the way around, looking for somebody, probing for information. No one is, though. Kind of just waiting for a bomb plant or a tap or any information to be conveyed from Jeorge. 30 seconds left. It looks like he has decided it's going to be B. He's going to very meticulously clear everything he can. PLANO, though, as we mentioned, he's down the stairs. He found the kill onto Jazz Pimp. So, Jeorge will at least be given a bomb plant. Will he take it, though? PLANO walking up the stairs. That's a big one to find. Jeorge gets the kill, and now he has to get the plant. Smoke down for the cross. The players across the map as well, might I add. NEKiZ has to go for this now. 1 versus 1. Jeorge, what is the post-plant positioning? He has to get something. Is information going to be given? There's the Molotov. That gives away which direction NEKiZ is coming from. That makes things a little bit easier for Jeorge here. He's now tucked in, back behind the wall. He's going to play time as best he can. He doesn't have a Molotov. He does have a flash, if he so desires. NEKiZ taking his time, clearing the angles. He has no idea where Jeorge might be lurking. He could even be playing retake down the stairs. There we go. I think he got the spot. NEKiZ now. And even 1 versus 1. Jeorge is low. He throws the smoke. He tries to bait him in, but Jeorge is dancing delicately. He goes for the peek. Gets a little bit of damage in. Now it's even footing. Jeorge walking around. It's so back and forth. The dance between them, but Jeorge, he put for him. And that is a massive clutch for Nouns to win.
It should be around 30 for Jeorge. Snorts a smirk on his face, a clutch in his pocket, and a 14th on the board for Nouns. How well does he play this, though? He takes it slow, he clears the stairs, and then he dances on top of the sandbags to win that fight. It's Deagles and a 5-7 for PLANO. 2 smokes and a flash. Their money running dry, and a chance for 15 for Nouns. They have to get by the pistols, and kNgV's Deagle comes up empty at the first ask. Can they find more? Is there something left for PLANO? Or is this it for their road to Rio? Is it going to come to an end here? kNgV flashed in empty-handed. Does 2 chest shots onto 60. That's not enough for a kill. Last 3 players coming in. The flash will actually cause Cynic to have to turn away And it's just going to be a sprint back towards A from Nouns. They know exactly what's been... Actually, never mind. They're going to go back towards B. They have a player out towards stairs. It's Jasmine where he's been lurking, and PLANO have sent 2 players towards this very site. Molotovs to clear out the close angles. NEKiZ has salvaged an AK. There's still a chance for PLANO. Piria is alive, and that is a chance in and of itself. The 5-7, it strikes onto Jazz Pimp. They are trying to force the issue here, and Yell is just doing such a good job of jiggling without overextending. So many different angles to clear for Nouns. The flash, it does nothing. Now it's Jeorge. He runs out of ammunition. It's bwills to save his life, but the health is so low on both Jeorge and 6E. Yell with the close range. Piria is lurking. Tries to take the shot, but it's bwills to stabilize. Has to get the last. He does. It's Nouns on match and series point.
Shouldn't have gotten that close versus the Pistols, but you know what? They got to the line. That's what's most important at this point. They have the economy, I believe, to back it up. They should have no problem reinvesting into this one, and these rounds have left no room for error. It is bwills to clutch it up there in the 1-versus-1 versus the Pistol. It was Jeorge to pull off a miraculous 1-versus-2 to get to that 14th. And PLANO, they have to put their foot down now. 3 in a row is what's required to get to overtime. Will Nouns buck the trend? Will they prevent a 3rd overtime from coming through? Or will they close out this 3rd map without it required? It's going to be aggression ramp from PLANO. Nouns as well holding around here. They have been rather hands-off towards A, so this hold from Nouns might be unexpected.
It might be. Jeorge actually spotted 6E, gets the damage and gets the kill on the NEKiZ, but 2 players at half HP. kNg's op needs to strike. 6E takes more damage. So many Molotovs just flooding around. He is flirting with death here as he is dancing around the flames. Can he be a firewalker? He has survived for now. The rotations are here. It's a gamble stack from PLANO. Do you blame them? They have to throw everything in the kitchen sink and maybe even more at Nouns here to try and stay alive at the road to Rio. The chance to play in front of the home crowd, but kNg gets hunted. 6E finally traded, but Nouns are retreating. They are going to just stall this one back, and look at the rotation. It's going to be heard. The steps are going to be heard, and now Nouns know they can rotate in towards A, and it should be relatively free. They creep forward. They are playing their time. They are trying to big brain PLANO, who have left an alarm system. It is Yell, but he needs a kill minimum. 2 preferable. 3 could win them the round. And he goes hunting to side hall. Jazz Pimp, 1 and done. Not even. Yell rotating in. Catches one with utility. Yell has done his job. Is there more? The bomb goes down.
Difficult proposition now. Either as well for bwills and Jeorge, and they are going to group up as well towards the side hall. I say that Jeorge might walk back out towards the ramp. Only time will tell. Either way, smoke towards the lobby, but both are approaching from the other direction. Good flash in. They're getting control. They have a smoke as well. No kit present. There might be one on the ground. I'm not too sure. Jeorge gets the spot. They are on the site, and now Nouns will play it together. Bomb's about half ticked. I believe they have the kit. Yes, they do. kNgV's on it, but his teammate's fallen, and he has no choice but to fall off and try to take the duels. He's going to spam away the first. Jeorge spamming the smoke is taken down, but the second player falls away. bwills now has to find him. He does! They do it. Nouns pull it off. 16-12 on map 3 to get the victory in the series. 2-1, and what a marathon it was. Nouns, they looked lost at points, but they rein it back in, and they show us that they are a mature and confident team, and they take this best of 3 versus PLANO.
They knock down legends. kNg and PLANO will not be heading to the major. They fall in the 2-1 category.